أعوذ بالله السميع العليم من الشيطان الرجيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما صليت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. اللهم بارك على محمد وعلى آل محمد كما باركت على إبراهيم وعلى آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. وبعد، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله تعالى وبركاته. I welcome you today, Wednesday, um, equivalent to 14 August 2024. We gathered in this blessed mosque, Masjid, to start our lesson regarding Quran Qira'at and Tajweed. In this lesson, we are going to put more focus on the Tajweed along with the Quran recitation. I choose that we are going to briefly discuss on the book titled TUHFATul ADFAAL والغلمان في تجويد القرآن. We are going to briefly discuss on the rules guiding the recitation of Quran. Before we start, I'm going to make a brief background or introduction regarding the Quran recitation. As we all know that all the prophets have their own mu'jiza, from Prophet Noah to Prophet Ibrahim to Prophet Musa to Prophet Isa, but our noble Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam has only one mu'jiza, which is the Quran. There are other mu'jizat, but Quran is the main mu'jiza of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That is why the Quran is revealed by angel Jibril. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Nazala bihi ruhul amin. It was revealed by what? Ruh al-Amin, who is trustworthy. And when he revealed the Quran, he recited it to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, and the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam recite back. Not, okay, oh you Prophet, take this, go and recite. No. He teach him the Quran. That is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in Surah Al-Qiyamah, he said, لا تحرك به لسانك لتعجل به. Don't move your tongue in order to what? To grab it, to memorize it. Keep calm. Inna alayna jam'ahu wa qur'ana. We are going to gather the Quran in your heart. You don't need to what? To like put like effort to what? To memorize it. Another example in Surah Al-Baqarah, to understand that the Quran, despite it is revealed in Arabic, and the Sahabas, the companions are what? Arabs, but they sit in front of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and learn the Quran. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, Ya ayyuhalladhina amanu la taqulu ra'ina wa qulu dhurna wasma'u. When Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is reciting the Quran to you, La taqulu ra'ina. Don't say ra'ina. Ra'ina is like, in Jewish, it is a bad word. They can what? Change it to a bad word. Then Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, when the Quran, for example, if he recited like five verses, it is like enough for you. Don't say ra'ina. Wa qulu dhurna. Say wait for us. Wasma'u and listen. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala commanded them that they should listen while what? He, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu is reciting the Quran. With this, we can understand that even though you learn like you can read Arabic fluently, you are not entitled to go and recite Quran after. You have to sit. That is why In the Quran, there is something they call ijaza, meaning that I learn Quran from so scholar. He learned it from so. Like what? It's not. I learned Quran from my teacher. His name is so person. He learned it from so person. Up to the end, who is what? Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Secondly, there is one important thing that we put in our mind. When you are reciting the Quran, for example, you say, Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Know that this Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, it is written in the Lawhil Mahfuz. It is kept there. One. And two, this Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, it is taken by who? Angel Jibril from the Lawhil Mahfuz to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You are directing, saying Allah's word. I don't know if I make sense. What I mean is that this Quran, it is what? Allah's word. It is what? Allah's word. So by the time you are reciting the Quran, it is not like a normal words, normal sentences. No, the Lord of the mankind, you are reciting his words. His what? Exact words. This is a fadala al-fadl. Again, so again, after this, when you are reciting the Quran, know that you are reciting what Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam teaches his Sahaba, his companions. This is a blessing for you to what? To recite the Quran. Thirdly, when you are reciting the Quran, you are entitled to recite it completing the way it is revealed without changing anything. That is why the recitation of Quran, it is divided into what? Into three. One, you can recite the Quran by tartib. This is the best one. This is the one that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala chooses for his prophet. Ya ayyuhal muzammil, qum al-layla illa qalila, nisfahu aw inqus minhu qalila, aw zid alayhi wa rattilil Qur'ana tartila. If Allah's will, he can say wa rattilil Qur'an and recite the Quran. But he said wa rattilil Qur'ana tartila. Recite the Quran ayah after ayah. Then, fourthly, or the first point is that reciting Quran without Tajweed, is there a problem? Did you do a sin if you recite Quran without Tajweed? For example, Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim Maliki Yawmiddin. Most of scholars say no sin, but you leave something that is better and take what? Something that is not better. To recite the Quran with Tajweed is the best one. That is why Prophet Muhammad said, you are not allowed to recite the Quran completely from cover to cover in a day or in a 2 day. Why? Because if you are reciting the Quran like that, you are not going to feel anything. Why? Because you said Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen before your brain even think of like the verse, the content, the message. You have what? You have passed the ayah to the next one. But let me just give us an example. Sayyidina Umar, there is a night he is leading the Fajr prayer. He started reciting Surah Al-Fajr, Surah Al-Yusuf. He collapsed. Then I think he almost took almost a week. He did not come out. He is feeling ill. Why? Because the recitation, the message filled him, and the empathy for the Prophet Yusuf, this make him ill. Why? Because he recited the Quran with what? Understanding and feelings. But if we are reciting the Quran randomly without anything, we are going to miss many things regarding the feeling of Quran. This book, TUHFATUL ADFAAL, it is a book based on Tajweed. And the author named Sulaiman bin Hussein bin Muhammad, he break the book into three parts. النون الساكنة والتنوين والميم والمدود. المقدمة. I'm going to recite the مقدمة for us. يقول راجي رحمة الغفور دوما سليمان هو الجمزوري الحمد لله مصليا على محمد وآله ومن تلا وبعد هذا النظم للمريد في النون والتنوين والمجود سميته بتحفة الأطفال عن شيخنا الماهي ذي الكمال أرجو به أن يرفع الطلاب والأجر والقبول والثواب. This is the المقدمة. يقول راجي رحمة الغفور دوما سليمان هو الجمزوري الحمد لله مصليا على محمد وآله ومن تلا وبعد هذا النظم للمريد في النون والتنوين والمدود سميته بتحفة الأطفال عن شيخنا الماهي ذي الكمال أرجو به أن ينفع الطلاب وال وال والأجر والقبول والثواب. We are going to make the translation. يقول راجي, he said. يقول means he said. Raji, the person that is in need, prolong the spirit of something, you need something. يقول راجي رحمة الغفور دوما. The person who is in need of Allah's mercy and forgiveness each time. That is يقول راجي رحمة الغفور. The also he is the one. يقول راجي رحمة الغفور. The person who is in prolonged need, in need of what? Allah's mercy. We all need what? Allah's mercy. Ghafur and what? Allah's forgiveness. Dawman, each time. You know, there is difference between rahma, maghfirah, awil, and afu. When we say rahma, it means what? Pitying of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, empathy. When we say afwa, means what? Forgiveness is a word. We are going to break the word, the inner meaning. When we say the afwa, meaning that he is going to erase all your sin. And gafara, gafur, the sin is there, but he will not ask you about the sin. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make afwa for you, he would erase the sin, but the consequences of the sin might follow you. For example, subhanallah, if a person commits zina, then at the end, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala do what? Afwa for him. The sin is what? Erased. But maybe his daughter or someone else will be what? A victim of it. You understand? That is what? Afwa. But for the ghafara, maghfira, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, he is going to forgive you. In the dunya, the case is closed. In the akhirah, the case is closed. That is why Prophet Muhammad said what? Do what? Istighfar. For Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to forgive you in the dunya and to forgive you in the akhirah. That is why in the night of Laylatul Qadr, the night of decree, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu when Nana Aisha asked him, he said, Allahumma innaka afuun tuhibbul afwa fa'afu anni. What? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to what completely erase the sin from your book. So that is that. Sulaiman huwa al-Jamzuri, the person that seek the mercy and the forgiveness, his name is Sulaiman huwa al-Jamzuri, who is the author of this book. Alhamdulillah musalliyan ala. Praise be to Allah for allowing me to send prayers. Musalliyan ala Muhammadin wa alihi wa man tala. Upon Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, his king, his family, and those who follow him. That is the Sahaba and the believers. Wa ba'd. After that, هذا النظم هذا النظم للمريد. This is a poem. It's a poem. للمريد for students. Murid. In Hausa, we call it murid. This is a poem for murid. We have another and we have al-urjuza. There are two things. Another and what? Al-urjuza. Any poem that has verses less than 50, it is normally called poem. Another. But if, for example, it is like 100 close, meaning that 80, 70, it is called what? No. But above 100, it is called uljuza. That is why we have al-urjuza al-mi'iyya. It's a poem that discusses the life of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. And for the Nazam, mostly it is like 50 verses and above or below. He said, هذا النظم للمريد. This is a poem for student في النون, in the content of noon, والتنوين, التنوين, والمدود, and what? Madud, mad. سميته, I name it بتحفة الأطفال, by this name, تحفة الأطفال, and شيخنا الماهي بالكمال. In some scholars, they translated it as that he was advised by his scholar, his teacher, Al-Mahi bil-Kamal. أرجو به, I hope, أن ينفع الطلاب, it will benefit students. والأجر, and this will with this Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will reward him. والقبول, he will accept it. والثواب, and he will grant him a paradise. Can we proceed? Can we proceed? Any question? Okay. And شيخنا المهي ذي الكمال. Thank you very much. أحكام النون الساكنة والتنوين. So, let's start. We said الأحكام النون الساكنة والتنوين. Okay. النون الساكنة. Noon الساكنة means noon that has sukun on the top of it. In the Quran, Rasmul Uthmani, like this Quran we are using, some noons doesn't have this sukun. It is leave empty, meaning that it is what? Sukun. And the sukun is written like this, right? In our Quran. Then he said at-tanween. Tanween means fatahatan, kasratan, dhammatan. Fataha means only one. Kasra means only one. But if we say fatahatan, mean we have two fataha. Then kasratan, dammatan. Why? What is the relationship between nun sakina and tanween? Why? Thank you. We said the relationship between nun sakina and tanween. This nun sakina, we know this is a what? Is an alphabet, right? But for the tanween, it is something that you call vowels, right? Or something like that. So what is the relationship between this? While this, they are not what? They are not alphabets. The relationship is that every alphabet, Arabic alphabet, that carries each one of these three, whether fathatani, or kasratani, or dammatani, at the end of it sounds like noon. That is why when you say ba bil fatha, you say ba. When you put fatatan, you say ban, ban. When you have ta with fataha, you say ta. But whenever you put, you say tan. So this tan, it is the noon. That is the relationship between the tanween and the noon sakina. If not because of this, then it will be just al-hakam noon sakina. Any question? MashaAllah. That is why you say add. You said add. But when we put fatahatan and we are going to what? Proceed. Then we say adanil. Adanil. Meaning that it is something like this. Adanil ula. Adanil ula. But someone will say, how? We have just this one, ada. Why? Because if you put a little nut, you will just going to say ada. But we said adanil. Therefore, this nil, it is the noon we are talking about. You understand? So, therefore, this noon as-sakina wa tanween, when you are going to proceed, you are going to continue. But if you are going to stop, it depends. If, for example, you have alif, then it is going to be ada. But if you are going to stop, irregard of this, you are going to say ad. So what I'm making is that the relationship between this noon and this tanween, while they are joined under this rule. Then he said, للنون إن تسكن وللتنوين. He said, for noon, in taskun, when there is kun upon it, on the top of noon, وللتنوين, or for tanween, أربع أحكام. He said it has four rules. It has what? Four rules. أربع أحكام. Meaning that whenever you are reciting Quran, then you come across noon, or you come across fatahatan, or you come across kasratan, or dammatan. Know that in that junction there are four rules. You are not going to what? Pass. You must apply either of these four rules. He said, فالأول, the first rule, الإظهار قبل الأحرف. قبل الأحرف. He said there is إظهار للحلق للحلق. للحلق meaning that the alphabets that are entitled for izhar, most or all the alphabets, they come from throat. They come from throat. That is why he said ست رتبت فلتعرف همزة فاء هاء عفوا همزة هاء عين هاء غين خاء. So now, if you cool yourself, you are going to say ah. Comes from the top of our throat. Because it is just a simple air. But it is sister, that is I'm going to see this one. This and this the difference is that when you stress your throat, you are going to pronounce the It is all what? Normal air. Just But when you stress and compress your throat, you are going to say That is the difference between the two. Can you say it? Then we have ha. Sometimes we do make mistakes. Even me. Sometimes we are going to pronounce this one, we say this is not the way it is. This ha, it is a normal ha. Ha. Rabbihim. Rabbihim, not Rabbihim. No. Rabbihim. No, Rabbihim. No. It is just normal ha. That is why this ha and this they are what? Simple air. Then it is sister here. Ha. It is what? More compressed. They have the same source. This ha and ha in the phonetics. But the difference is that for this one, you are going to what? Compress it. Ha. Said ha. You know, for the people that are like Arabic, those people or from Sudan or from yes, they don't have problem with ha and because why? In their mother tongues it is present, but we in Hausa we only have abinci, alawa, awar, nothing more. We don't have ha, habu, that is all, nothing more. But in Arabic they have ha and they have what? Ha. That is why when you come you say Ashhadu anna Muhammadan Rasulullah. In a good Arabic, you said Muhammad, you change the name entirely different. Why? Because it is Muhammad from the word what? Hamd. You understand? So then we have gain. Some people make mistake. They say ga. They are punishing themselves. Ga. Simple ga. When we have the last one, which is kha. This kha is the only one that come in front of throat, but the air comes inside the throat. But along the way, it is what? Compressed. Then it comes at instead of ka. Okay, now, when you said you are going to fill it toward your what? Soft palate. You understand? So, when you are reciting Quran, pronunciation is very, very vital, crucial, and important. Why? Because with a single mistake, you are going to change the meaning entirely. For example, you said, وَكَفَى بِاللَّهِ عَلِيمًا. Alim means something like elements, pen. Alim, just Alim. وَكَفَى بِاللَّهِ Alim, pen. But وَكَفَى بِاللَّهِ عَلِيمًا. Alima bil ain. That is the what? The meaning. You understand? That is why it is very, very important. So, in regard of the author, this is what he said regarding this. Okay, let's check something. Then now, let me write some example regarding. Who can give us an example of Izhar? Let's start with the first alphabet. Which is the first alphabet? Hamza. Man amana. Let's take this one. Man amana. Okay, now we have Nun here and we have Al Hamza here. So I'm going to show you something. When we say Izhar, the Izhar is for Nun, not for what? Al Hamza. This is very, very important. Some people think that, okay, the alphabets for Izhar, it is Al Hamza, Ha'un. The Izhar, it is for them. No, it is for the Nun. Meaning that whenever a Nun, a Sakina comes, then after it, Al Hamza comes, then what you are going to do with this Nun is to what?
Make it sound. Pronounce it.
Yes, to pronounce it. Say Man Amana, Man Amana, Man Amana, and without any gunna. Without gunna. We know what is gunna, right? الصوت تخرج من الخيشوم, right? You are not going to say Man amana billah. No. Man amana billah. Then another example for Tanween. Rasulun Amin. Rasulun Amin. Now you see that Rasul, when you stop here, Rasul. Normally, if the words stop here, you are going to say the Rasul. You are not going to say Rasulun, Rasulun. No. But when you are going to proceed, Rasulun Amin. You are not going to say Rasulu Amin. No. Rasulun Amin. So now you see that there is sound of Nun, but there is no Nun there. Why? Because it is what? Tanween. Rasulun Amin. Rasulun Amin. Don't come and say Rasulun Amin. Rasulun Amin. No, maybe you have problem with memorization. You are thinking of Rasulun Amin, Rasulun Mubin. Then you will just make it slow. Rasulun, then Amin. Then you come back and recite it again to make it a perfect. Then we have another one, Ha. Right? Another example? Min khayri. Min khayri. Khayri. Min khayri. You see that this noon, it is pronounced. We did not hinder it or hide it. We said min khayri. Min khayri. Min khayri. Then, another example. Another example, there are many examples. If you open Quran, uh, man khalaqa, no, for tanween. Yeah, yes. We have example for the Nun Sakina. Sami'am, no, no, no. You know that whatever we are going to discuss on Izhar, we are going to have this, either this one, or 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 this one. And the Izhar, it has only six alphabets. This one, they are called in other Aki Haka Ilman Hadam غير خاسر. But I don't prefer that one. Why? Because some people think when you said Aki Haka Ilman Hadam غير خاسر, he will not even grab and understand. He may thought that Aki and the Y inside Aki is part of what? Idhar. Yes, but if you just, there are only six, you can memorize them. This you have a, ha, ha, a, and ga. Alimun Hakim. Alimun Hakim. Alimun Hakim. Huh? Uh-huh. Okay, sorry. We are looking for kha. Uh-huh. Alimun Khabir. Jazakumullah khair. Alimun Khabir. Alimun Khabir. Alimun Khabir. Let me give you an example. You're supposed to have Quran. You can open Surah An-Nisa, the page of الرجال قوامون على النساء. الرجال قوامون على النساء. You open it. The second verse or the first verse, the end of it. إن الله كان عليا كبيرا. We have tanween, but we have ka, which is not part of our lesson, right? So in the second one, we have إن الله كان عليما خبيرا. إن الله كان عليما خبيرا. You know, when we are reciting Quran, most of time, we used to make a mistake between kha and ka. So if you are not, if there is no like concentration when you are reciting the Quran, this one, Inna Allah kana aliyan, aliyan, aliyan. This one needs what? Gunna. Why? Because it is ikhfa. You understand? But the second verse, Inna Allah kana aliman khabira. The first one, it is tanween, but the tanween, it is what? Hidden. But the second one, Inna Allah kana aliman khabira. So, any question? The first one, yes, yes. We are discussing about the, okay, for the remainder of the time, can we open Surah Al-Fatiha? We are going to make just a recitation so that we, so I think it should be, I will recite, you will recite back, then we will. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. Good. There is a error some people make when reciting Quran. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Rahim. Him simply. Don't say Rahim. Him. Him. This him, you change it. You add something that is not there. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Simple. Without any. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. Ar-Rahmanir Rahim. For the Ar-Rahman, we are not going to say Ar. Ar. You know, when we come for the R, there is tarqiq and there is tartib. For this one, we are going to say Aw. Aw. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Malik Yawmiddin. Malik Yawmiddin. Also here, we used to make a mistake. We said Maliki Yawmiddin. Meaning like you said Maliki Yawmiddin, Deen without Lamul Ma'arifa. When the Yawmiddin it is known. Ad-Deen, therefore the Dal there has what? Shidda. And Shidda meaning that you are going to go with pause. But not like Yawmiddin. Just simple. Maliki Yawmiddin. مالك يوم الدين. مالك يوم الدين. مالك يوم الدين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. Whenever I has school, you are not going to make it like qalqala, muqalqal. It is not part of the alphabet that are what? Like a move. Yes. Don't say Iyaka na. It is like najma, najma. Najma, it is qalqala subura. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. And you should not make it like Al-Hamza. وابتغ بين ذلك سبيلا. Don't say na. Don't say na. If you say na, it is like Al-Hamza with sukun. Na. Na. The ain should come just small. Yes. Na'bud. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Iyaka na'budu wa iyaka nasta'in. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. Ihdina as-siratal mustaqim. Earlier, we said that it is wrong to say اهدنا الصراط اهدنا الصراط اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. اهدنا الصراط المستقيم. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم. صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم. غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. For the Allah, you have to put some effort on the bar. ولا الضالين, because you know there are some huruf that when you are pronouncing them, they need like a more, yes, stress. Allah is what among them? Bo, bo, da, da. But for bo, you are going to put stress. That is why when you are going to say yawmiddin, yawmiddin, but for this one, wala bo, wala bo, bo. غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. Can you recite? بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم مستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين. You know, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has revealed Quran in 7 Arabic languages. So, to give you some hints regarding that, for the Surah Al-Fatiha, when you are comparing it with other qira'at, they only differ in 2 ways. One is the number of verses. In some Quran, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim is not part of Surah Al-Fatiha. Why? Because they said Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alamin in the first verse, Ar-Rahmanir Rahim to the Sirat al-Ladina An'amta alayhim. But some scholars says no, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَلَقَدْ آتَيْنَاكَ سَبْعًا مِنَ الْمَثَانِ وَالْقُرْآنَ الْعَظِيمِ. We give you the what? 7 verses that is being repeated every time, each time. For what? For every salah. وَالْقُرْآنَ الْعَظِيمِ and the whole Quran. So they said, hey, صِرَاطَ الَّذِينَ أَنْعَمْتَ عَلَيْهِمْ is 1 verse. غَيْرِ الْمَغْضُوبِ عَلَيْهِمْ وَلَا الضَّالِينَ is 1 verse. Then making it what? 7 verses. Therefore, for some qira'ats, they took this one as صِرَاطَ الَّذِينَ أَنْعَمْتَ عَلَيْهِمْ is a different verse, and غَيْرِ الْمَغْضُوبِ عَلَيْهِمْ another verse, making it 7. And some qurra, they took basmala as one of the verses. That is why even when they are going to do salah, you will see that each time they are going to start with what? Basmala. When he do takbir, Allahu Akbar, then he said, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. He started not because when you are going to start the Quran recitation, you are going to make what? Basmala. No, because yes, it is part of it. That is one. I said the difference is based on 2 ways. The first one, it is based on the number of verses. And for the Surah Al-Fatiha, all the scholars or all the Qurra recite it entirely like that with some differences in two places. One, there is Maliki Yawmiddin. Maliki Yawmiddin. Some read it with Maliki Yawmiddin. Maliki Yawmiddin. But when you take Maliki Yawmiddin, it has the same meaning. Maliki Yawmiddin. Then only one person who is Hamza, whenever he saw Sirata, he don't have Sad, he changed it to Zain. Then it will be Zirat al-Ladina, not Sirat al-Ladina. So when you are following someone somewhere, you see that he said, زراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب. Then come and say, Assalamu Sheikh, Assalamu alaikum. I saw that you change and لست عليهم بمزيد. It is how Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam read it. And you will what? Enjoy it when you know it. Because you will what? Feel it. If you have two shoes, you put this one today, tomorrow you change it, you will feel it better. Right? That is why you're supposed to have four wives. Why? Because mankind need change. This is normal character of what? Mankind. That is why even Bani Israel, they said what? وَإِذْ قُلْتُمْ يَا مُوسَى لَن نَّصْبِرْ عَلَى طَعَامٍ وَاحِدٍ. Don't say, Kai. They don't have sense. Even you can do it. Why? Because today they bring chicken, tomorrow chicken, in the afternoon chicken, in the night chicken, tomorrow morning chicken. Then you will come and say, sir, please, can you change this one? Yes. Why? Because we are what? Mankind. That is why Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, وَأُتُوبِهِ مُتَشَابِهًا. It is only similar by eyes, not by taste. Why? Because if, for example, it is by taste, you are going to what? Get tired of it and tired of this what? Al-Jannah, this paradise. Why? Because every day the paradise automatically change. Even what? Your look change.
Okay.
Everything change. So, Maliki Yawmiddin, then we have Sirat al-Ladina, only Hamza recite it with Zirat al-Ladina. Zirat al-Ladina namta alayhi. So, apart from this, all the Qurra read Surah Al-Fatiha like this. No change. Only Malik Yawmiddin or Zarada. If you see any change from somebody apart from these two, then he recite it wrong or he read it wrong.
Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you very much. We have alayhum for we have Hisai, we have Khalaf, and we have some, if I can remember, Ruh or Ways. He read it with alayhum, alayhum. You know, alayhum in Habs, this one, it is very rare. I think it is just in part of Surah Al-Saba'i, if I can recall, or Surah Al-Zariyat. That are the only places we have alayhum, but we usually have what? Alayhim. Therefore, these are the three places. Alayhum, غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين مالك يوم الدين صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم. Any question? Yes, it is something regarding tafsir which I'm not going to put myself. Yes. 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 Some scholars even translated it as Maliki. For example, the difference is that you are my servant. Therefore, you are pawn and you are mine. But this pawn, it is for you, right? Then they said, Maliki, you and him, you belong to Allah. You understand? Then Maliki, and he also own what you own. You understand? He own you and he own what you own. There are different translation. When we come next week, we are going to make just brief translation of this Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim. Then we will proceed, inshallah, because I think it is almost time. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك أشهد أن لا
Salam alaikum.
إله إلا أنت.
So, in the case of Zirat al-Ladina, now, is this applied to the whole Quran or is only in the Surah
No.
Fatiha?
Whenever he saw Sirat,
Okay.
Swat, not all Sad. There are some Sad that are like, yes, exception. That is why I said, when you are going to recite Quran, you have to learn it. Why? Because there are some exception for that one. But for the word Sirat, put it in your mind. Whenever you saw it, he said, Sirat al-Ladina or Zirat al-Ladina. No, it is Salat, not Zalat. Okay, we said there is difference between Al-Afu and Al-Ghafur. When we said Al-Afwa, meaning that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will erase your sin entirely, not inside your book. When we said Al-Ghafur, As-Sitr, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will what? Cover it for you. He will not ask you, and there is no consequences on it. Then I gave an example for the person that commit what? Zina. When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make only what? Afwa for him, that consequences may follow his what? Lineage. But for the, yes, Gafar, the case is closed in the dunya and akhirah. That is why you. Yes. Subhanakallahumma bihamdik. Okay. What is your question?
While you are reciting Quran, to be interswitching between one qira'ah and another qira'ah.
Okay, let me continue. There are some scholars, they said no. For each verse, you can what? Interswitch between one verse and what? Another. For example, I can say, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahman Ar-Rahim, Maliki Yawmiddin. This one is what? Qira'at from someone. Then, when I come to Sirata, I can change it. Zirat al-Ladina an'amta alayhim. There are some scholars that say you can mix them. Why? Because they are from one source, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and it is allowed by who? Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. So, no problem with it, but it is better for you to choose one. For example, if you are going to do like a prayer for a single raka'ah, you can choose one. For the another raka'ah, you can choose one. There are some imams during Taraweeh, they change it. In this raka'ah, he can do house. In this one, he can do kumbal. In this one, he can do yaqub. In this one, he can do so entirely, which is allowed by some scholars. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika ashhadu an la ilaha illa anta astaghfiruka wa atubu ilayk.